What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fine, and today we're going to continue with the Discourses of Epictetus. And I'm going to read to you the chapter 6 on Providence. Let's get started. Each single thing that comes into being in the universe affords a ready ground for praising Providence. If one possesses these two qualities, a power to see clearly the circumstances of which, and the spirit of gratitude therewith. Without these, one man will fail to see the usefulness of nature's products, and another, though he see it, will not give thanks for them. If God had created colors and, in general, all visible things, but had not created the faculty to behold them, of what use would they be? Not at all. None at all. None at all. If, on the other hand, he had created this faculty, but had not created objects of such a nature as to fall under the faculty of vision, even so, of what use would it be? None at all. If again he had created both these and had not created light, even so there would be no use in them. Who is it, then, that has adapted these to that and that to these? Who is it that has fitted this word to this scabbard and the scabbard to this sword? Is there no one? Surely the very structure of such finished products leads us commonly to infer that they must be the work of some craftsman and are not constructed at random. Are we to say then that each of these products point to the craftsman, but that things visible and vision and light do not? Do not male and female, and the desire of union and the power to use the organs adapted for it, do not these point to the craftsman? But if these things are so, then the fact that the intellect is so framed, that we are not merely the passive subjects of sensations, but select and subtract from them and add to them, and by these means construct particular objects, nay more, that we pass from them to others, which are not in mere juxtaposition. I say, are not these facts sufficient to rouse man's attention and to deter them from leaving out the craftsman? If it be not so, let them explain to us what it is which makes each of these things, or how it is possible that objects so marvelously designed should have come into being by chance and at random. Again, are these faculties found in us alone, many in us alone, faculties which the rational creature has special need of, but many you will find that we share with the rational creatures. Do they also then understand events and things? No, for using is one thing and understanding is another. God had need of them as creatures dealing with impressions, and of us as dealing with them and understanding them as well. That is why it is enough for them to eat and drink and rest and breed, and every function is theirs which each rational creature fulfills, while we, to whom he gave also the power of understanding, cannot be satisfied with these functions, but unless we act with method and order and consistently with our respective natures and constitutions, we shall no longer attain to our end. For those whose constitutions are different have also different functions and different ends. Therefore, that which by constitution is capable only of using things is satisfied to use them anyhow, but that which by constitution is capable of understanding things as well as using them, will never attain its end, unless to use it as method also. What is my conclusion? God makes one animal for eating, and another for service and farming, another to produce cheese, and others for different uses of a like nature, for which there is no need of understanding impressions and being able to distinguish them. But he brought man into the world to take cognizance of himself and his works, and not only to take cognizance, but also to interpret them. Therefore, it is beneath man's dignity to begin and to end where the irrational creatures do. He must rather begin where they do and end where nature has ended informing us, and nature ends in contemplation and understanding and a way of life in harmony with nature. See to it, then, that ye do not die without taking cognizance of these things. You travel to Olympia, that you may see the work of Phidias, and each of you thinks it a misfortune to die without visiting these sites, and will you have no desire to behold and comprehend those things for which there is no need of travel, in the presence of which you stand here and now, each one of you? Will you not realize then who you are, and what end you are born, and what that is which you have received the power to see? Yes, but there are unpleasant and hard things in life. Are there no such at Olympia? I am not scorched with heat. I am not cramped for room. Is not washing difficult? Are you not wet through when it is wet? Do you not get your fill of noise and clamor and other annoyances? Clamor, and other annoyances. Yet I fancy that when you set against all of these hardships the magnificence of the spectacle, you bear them and put up them with them. And have you not received faculties which will enable you to bear all that happens to you? Have you not received greatness of spirit? Have you not received courage? Have you not received endurance? If I am of a great spirit, well, what concern have I in what might happen? What shall shake me, or confound me, or seem painful to me? Instead of using my faculty for the purpose which I have received it, am I to mourn and lament at the events of fortune? Yes, but my room flows. Slave, what have you hands for then? Is it not to wipe your room away? Is it reasonable then that there should be room in the world? Well, how much better it is to wipe your room away than to complain. What do you think would have become of Heracles? Of Heracles, if there had not been a lion, as in this story, and a hydra, and a stag, and a boar, an unjust and brutal man, who he drove forth and cleansed the world of them. What would he have done if there had been nothing of this sort? Is it not plain that he would have wrapped himself up and slept? Nay, to begin with, he would never have been a Heracles at all, had he slumbered all this life in such ease and luxury. And if by any chance he had been, of what good would he have been? What use would he have made of his arms and his might and his endurance and noble heart as well, and not he been stimulated and trained by such perils and opportunities? Was it his duty then to contrive these occasions for himself and to seek means to bring a lion, a boar, or a hydra into his country? That were madness and folly, but as they had come into being and were found in the world, these monsters were of service to display Heracles, Heracles' powers and to train them. It is for you then, when you realize this, to look to the faculties you possess and considering them to say, Zeus, send me what trial thou wilt, for I have endowments and resources given me by thee to bring myself honor through what befalls. Nay, instead, you sit trembling for fear, or for fear of what may happen, or lamenting, mourning, or groaning for what does happen, and then you reproach the gods. What else but impiety indeed can attend upon so ignoble a spirit as yours? And yet God not only gave us these faculties which will enable us to bear all the issue of events without being humiliated or broken down by it, but as became a good king and a true father, he gave us this gift free from all let or hindrance or compulsion. Nay, he put it wholly in our hands, not even leaving himself any power to let or hinder us. Yet possessing these powers in freedom, for you own you refuse to use them and will not realize what gifts you have received and from whose hand, but you sit mourning and grieving. Some of you blinded to their giver himself and refusing to recognize your benefactor, and some from meanness of spirit turning to reproaches and complaints against God. Yet I will show you that you have resources and endowment to fit you for a noble and courageous spirit. Show me, if you can, what endowments you have for complaining and reproach. Alright, guys, that was the other great chapter of the Discourses by Epictetus, and we're gonna continue as usual, but tomorrow. Thank you for joining today in this video. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bye.